Welcome to Slayer the Alchemist, and on today's episode, I'm going to have some fun and put together a dream band. My dream band. The only guardrails parameters I put on this is I wanted all the members to still be alive. I may do this in some other versions, like maybe a version with members that aren't with us anymore, or maybe a slightly different style. My thought process was is I wanted these guys. This is a band that I would like to see these members working together. It isn't necessarily that, I mean, all these guys are great on their instruments, but it was more about what I think could be a really interesting chemistry and them coming up with some interesting music. So, all right, let's jump into it. Let's start with the all important frontman position. I'm going to go with my frontman, Graham Bonnet. I've always loved Graham's voice. He has an amazing, unique voice. I love his lyrics. He has this really interesting way of putting phrases together and words together that he's not an overly wordy person, but just the way he puts it together, it's very unique. His melodies are great. Any situation that Graham Bonnet is in, he elevates that band. When he worked with Michael Schenker, when he worked with Yngwie, anything he gets involved with, in my opinion, he makes that band better. So for those reasons, and his voice is still, he may not be able to hit all the high notes like he used to, but his voice is still really strong and really there. All right, next on bass, I'm going to go with Bob Daisley. Bob Daisley played with Ozzy. He wrote the lyrics for Ozzy whenever he worked with Ozzy. So Bob could help out on the lyrics, but Bob is also a very unique bass player in the sense that he can play a very supportive role, but he also just does cool little things that really add to the songs. Bob has a real songwriting sense, a la like maybe Paul McCartney. His bass lines are very interesting, but they work really well in the songs. So for that reason, I'm going with Bob Daisley on bass. On the guitar position, I'm only going to go with one guitar. I always like one guitar bands, and this is going to be the youngest guy in the group, Richie Faulkner. I love Richie's playing. I think he brings a lot to Judas Priest. He has those elements of classic 80s guitar shredding type of thing, but he mixes it very well with, he's got a lot of feeling. His tone is great. And he's just somebody that seems like he could do a lot of different things. He could fit in really well. I just think his sound and his style, he's got the firepower, but he also can play really melodic. So for those reasons, Richie Faulkner would be my choice for guitar. And I'd love to hear all these people kind of working with each other, how Richie would work some of his riffs, co-writing with Bob Daisley, the way Bob used to write with Jakey Lee or with Randy, Graham with his sense of melody and his lyrics and everything. Okay, on drums, I'm going to go with Tommy Aldridge on drums. He's a heavy hitter in the style of like John Bonham. He's got the double bass drum thing. He's just a very intense, energetic drummer. His drums always sound good, even though they claim that they had trouble with his drum sound on Bark at the Moon. I don't know. I think it sounds good. I just love his energy. I just think he would bring that energy to this project. And last on keyboards, this is a tough one because I probably don't know as many heavy hard rock keyboard players as I should, but I'm going to go with an easy pick here, Don Airey. He's played with a million different bands. He plays with Deep Purple now. I saw Deep Purple not that long ago. He played this big, long, extended solo, which is great. He can do the classical thing. He can do blues. He can do rock. He can do the Hammond organ sound. He can just do the synth pads and fill the sound out type of thing. He's just a guy that can do absolutely anything. So this is a band that I would absolutely love to hear these guys get together doing something sort of classic early 80s heavy hard rock, heavy metal, melodic heavy metal, a la the stuff that Bob was involved in, Alcatraz, Blizzard of Oz, just pulling all that type of sound together. Richie's classic guitar style, playing that shred sound, but also just all the elements that he brings to it, I just think would be absolutely fascinating. So this is my pick for a band that I would like to see, musicians I would like to see work together. All right, let me know what you think of my picks. Who are picks for you, musicians you would like to see working together? Let me know in the comments down below. To see you again, make sure you stay heavy, stay metal.